Hey everybody, welcome back to another Go Battle League video. Today I'm going to be using the coveted XL Ultra League team of Alolan Ninetales, Jellicent, and Scrafty, Alolan Ninetales with Powder Snow. And I'm just going to jump right into the commentary. We're against the hard counter of a Bastiodon double grass team. With Ninetales in the lead, this absolutely walls my entire team. So I'm going to say swap Jellicent with Hex, Bubble Beam, and Shadow Ball. And I go for the Shadow Ball, it lands, and then my opponent miscounts, thinks that I have the second Shadow Ball, and shields, and it's just a Bubble Beam. So that could make, I mean, if there's any chance that I win this game, that's going to be the mistake. I'm just going to come in with Alolan Ninetales farm down, store all this energy, and switch into Scrafty. And my opponent has a victory bell in the back, so this is really bad. I am going to go for the pup here. I think as this game was going on, I assumed that my opponent didn't shield the Bubble Beam, but he did, so my opponent's out of shields. This foul play is going to come through. Bang! It's going to take out the victory bell, and this Bastiodon's going to have to farm me down, and I definitely could have and probably should have gotten to the foul play here, but Pup is going to do some super effective damage. That counter is going to come through in chunk, and I have 2 shields still, and Alolan Ninetales is going to come in here and throw a Weather Ball, get Bastiodon to 1 HP, and I sneak a Powder Snow through. I shield this move up, and that's going to be GG. So right off the bat, beating a hard counter team. My opponent definitely wildly misplays, but that's alright. We have another game here, DD lead. This is fairly neutral. Unless they have Rock Slide, it's a losing matchup, but it's not the end of the world. So Weather Ball is going to come through. Let's see. He is going to throw right before I get to my second Weather Ball. So I'm just going to let this go. Even like a Rock Slide, I can live. And I do. So what I'm actually going to do here is I'm going to build up to the Gleam. My balls were made of iron today, I guess. And my opponent lets the Gleam go, thinking it's going to be a Weather Ball. And we actually preserve Switch. And my opponent has Vigoroth here. Pretty tough. I'm going to come Scrafty because I have Stab. And I have super effective charge moves. And my opponent does not. I shield up the Body Slam. Of course, my opponent gets a free move through. And I never do. So counter's going to come through. But oh, I'm going to catch the Body Slam, which is really nice. This is basically wasted energy. And my opponent has an Obstagoon in the back, so this definitely couldn't be any tougher, that's for sure. But let's see. I'm going to shield up the first Night Slash, get this Bubble Beam off, start debuffing my opponent's attack. And let's see. I'm just going to start spamming off Bubble Beams like there's no tomorrow. Throw right as he gets that 5th counter to be at his next Night Slash. And my opponent's going to overfarm here, so I actually am able to sneak 2 turns worth of energy here because my opponent threw after 2 counters. I'm actually going to pull a immediate switch, and Obstagoon is able to beat me to the CMP tie, and he doesn't have cross chop, so it's going to be tough, but I live that with a lot of HP. This pup is probably going to come through and take it out. No, he's going to shield. And these counters take him all the way down? That is absurd. That is so crazy that boosted counters do so much. Damage, a Bubble Beam is going to come through here, and I have to live a Night Slash. And if I live it, my opponent, I cannot allow him to get to another one. So this Night Slash, I am going to live, and I get to the Bubble Beam. Dude, these battles are absolutely wild. I thought that this game was over when my opponent switched into Obstagoon, but I stuck it out and was able to take the win. Alright, A-Tails into Swampert. I got interrupted. Yes, Swampert lead. Neutral, but I think slightly losing, especially since they have Sludge Wave. I'm going to shield up the first Hydro Cannon here and get this Weather Ball off. I think I was able to sneak a Powder Snow through, if I'm not mistaken, so I am going to just throw the next... Whoa. I tried Did I throw the CMP? Okay. Apparently my nutsack is ginormous today. I catch the Hydro. My opponent's gonna get to another Hydro. That's fine. I'm just gonna use Jelly as a tank here. Let's see what he has in the back. A Skarmory. Okay. Let's see. I'm able to fast move tonight, which is pretty good. My opponent is at 3 turns worth of energy. And so 1, 2, this is going to be a CMP. My opponent gets greedy and over farms. This is just absolutely perfect for me. My opponent's at 6. He's just going to go for the farm. It's a CMP. Oh my gosh. My opponent. No. Oh no. Okay, well. Okay. Nice catch on the Scrafty by my opponent here. But this should be GG. I'm just going to be able to, yeah, so I farm up to another Weather Ball worth of energy on my Alolan Ninetales and then switch into Scrafty. I can take an Earthquake, I can take Sky Attack. But I think the smart move here is just saving the shield for Skarmory. Like, you know, the Earthquake's coming, but it's absolutely fine. So, let's see. Yeah, my opponent leaves the match because he knows that this game is over. It's going to be a GG. Alright, getting into the next game here, we have Alolan Ninetales against G-Fisk. This is a losing matchup. Obviously not as bad as the Bastiodon matchup, but it's not incredible. And I do catch on the Jellicent, so my opponent farms up to 2 Rock Slides, and I'm able to catch. And this is good. My opponent stays in. You can almost assume, like, very safely assume this is an Earthquake here. And I do. I shield up the Earthquake. And I'm not even going to build up to Shadow Ball. Definitely a mistake here. Because my opponent can just let it go. Do I throw? No, I actually... Oh, my opponent overfarms. I'm going to get to the Shadow Ball here. Oh, I remember this game. My opponent lets it go. Bang. There it goes. And now Altaria. So what looked like a losing matchup ended up getting turned around on its face. And there's no way my opponent doesn't have an answer to Jelly. Like, when I caught on Jelly, my opponent should have just switched into Altaria right away. So another big mistake. I don't know what kind of drugs my opponents were on today, but I'll take it. That's Freelo. So I'm gonna throw the foul play here. High likelihood Jellicent. Yeah, shields. And let's see. I'm just gonna let the Sky Attack go. That's not a Sky Attack. That's a Bubble Beam, but it could have been a Shadow Ball. And I'm gonna throw another foul play here. My opponent can shield, but he's going to let it go. And this is probably another Bubble Beam, but even if it's a Shadow Ball, we're fine. Yeah, it's another Bubble Beam. Now, I can build up to a foul play and switch here. Oh, I'm actually going to throw. This is probably going to take the Jelly out, but he shields. Ooh. Let's see. Another Bubble Beam? Another Bubble Beam, so I'm going to pull an aggressive swap here and throw the Dazzling Gleam. I have all that energy built up on Ninetales, and this is going to be taking the Jellicent out, and then my opponent has that Altaria in the back, so aggression taking the game for me there. Very nice. GG. Alright, we have another match into Bastiodon. That first game might have been a fluke, but let's see, my opponent's staying in here. I'm sorry, did Bastiodon just beat Jellicent to the CMP tie? Oh no, it's a false CMP. My opponent gets a free move through on the CMP. And wins it too, so that's awesome. This game sucks. This game is actually awful. Oh my god, I was supposed to talk about Twitch Rivals today, and that's going to be in my title. Wow, okay. I need to put something in the start of the video that says skip to, what, 9:40? 9:30 for the Twitch Rivals talk. Twitch Rivals was yesterday. I'm recording this on Thursday. This video is going out Friday at noon. Y'all probably already know about it. Twitch Rivals was a thing and oh my god, I lost a lot of brain cells watching it. I can confidently say that this was the absolute worst Twitch Rivals ever hosted. Pokemon Go is, obviously esport ready, right, guys? Jokes aside, though, like, it was just an absolute abomination. People in the Twitch chat were like, oh my god, people still play this game. Lag, Niantic, Heroes Niantic, all this. Like, there were games that people couldn't tap and get fast moves through, and they wouldn't allow for replays. And these are, like, the new players. I was like, dude, come on. Yeah. It just doesn't, it's not a good brand image. Niantic, I'm so sorry, but what in the hell are you doing with your game, with your company? You're ruining it ever so slowly, but not now. Why Twitch Rivals now when the game is like at its worst? At least PvP. Like Pokemon Go is a catching and walking game and stuff. Like raid battling, gym battling, it's fine. But PvP is so bad, and it's always been bad. And they, like, Niantic hasn't fixed all the big bugs. And it's just so frustrating watching Twitch Rivals, seeing the new players get verbally and visually frustrated because they can't get fast moves through. Like, it's ridiculous. And the commentators were awful. They didn't know what they were talking about. Like, bless the pro players' hearts. Like, bless King's heart. Bless Caleb Pang's heart. And for the battles. And who's the other one? Oh god, I'm gonna sound like such a dick rider here. It was the name of some Pokemon. Oh my gosh, it's not gonna come to mind. I'm so sorry. Whoever you are, you're a great battler. I was watching Twitch Rivals. But like, it was cool to see like all the pressure and everything. Like you could definitely see like people like for the battles. You could see the pressure get to them for sure. But I mean the event as a whole, it just sucked. There's no easier way to put it. It was just bad. And the entire platform of Twitch got to see the repercussions of how poorly of a game Niantic made. Like all the people that played the game in like 2016, 2017 and are coming back watching whatever the hell that Twitch Rivals event was, like, it's not going to turn them back on. They're not going to be like, oh, cool, this game looks fun. Totally not broken at all. And, like, the hosts were flipping from game to game. You don't get to watch entire games. Like, you have to kind of infer what's going on. And, like, you only get entertaining battles when it's, one of Caleb for the battles, speediest king, or the fifth one, I forget, or maybe there were 6. But you don't get entertaining battles at low levels. Like, you just watch people throwing flash cannon from Skarmory onto a water type. Like, yeah, it's bad. Like, King during the prep phase, like, he was having to be very patient with his team, because I think they were from another country that didn't speak great English, but they also had no idea what they were doing. And yeah, I could go on about this for hours. I don't want to be too negative because obviously, like, they're trying to grow the game, which is cool. I mean, it definitely needs exposure, but I would say not this type of exposure. So props to what Caleb's team won, right? I don't know if it was deserved. I literally stopped watching about halfway through because I had a massive migraine from I'm flaming too many people in this video. I should probably hold back. I didn't love the host voices. They were a little bit ear-wrenching, but it's okay. Maybe the next one will be better, and maybe the game will be... It's never going to be fixed, but maybe it'll be better by then. Unnecessary catch on the last resort on my Alolan Ninetales seals the game for me. And my opponent is not having it. Alright, so we have a Altaria lead, DD safe switch. So this is really nice. I could have won the CMP tie and drawn out a shield for my opponent, and you make a case that I should have done that. But I'm just gonna overfarm a little bit extra. Probably could have farmed up one more hex. I'm just gonna get the Shadow Ball off. My opponent shields, which is crazy. I'm gonna just match his shields and overfarm because I think that's the best method for me. So I'm just gonna overfarm 2 more. Throw this Shadow Ball, and my opponent double shields, and I get to the Shadow Ball. So my opponent didn't throw his Rock Slide or Psycho Boost, and I'm going to be able to take Switch. A Psycho Boost would have KO'd at that range for sure. Not going to be able to get this Bubble Beam, which is fine, but we have alignment, so I'm Switch Scrafty into Ferrothorn, and it's very over at this point. So I've been really lagging these last couple days playing GBL. Like, I think I had a 3-2 set today, and then like a bunch of 1-4s and 2-3s, because I'd say 25 battles a day, probably at least 10 to 15 of my battles each day the last 2 days have been I lose to lag, or lag ends up playing a big factor in me getting absolutely hoed. So I might just not play for a few days. I don't know. Like, Great League's back, and I can't even climb because the game doesn't want me to. So I don't know what I'm gonna do. It's gonna be something. So I think it depends on my connection. Usually I just play on LTE and it ends up being fine. But then yesterday and today, my LTE is like, nah, I don't want to function. So weird. We're kind of in a bad spot here. Yeah, I just got hard countered. There's really no better way to put it. And it's not even really like I could have safe swapped in anything, because Mandibuzz hard counters Jellicent, so if I safe swapped that, I would have been screwed over. And Azumarill is a hard counter to Scrafty, so it's gonna be GG. But I mean, that matchup should beat my team 10 out of 10 times, 100 out of 100. So this is gonna be the last battle. We have a. Is this Kalos? What region? Oh, it's Unova Stunfisk. Yeah, it's Unova Stunfisk, and he's staying in, which is weird. I'm doing super effective damage to him, and he's doing neutral to me. So not entirely sure. Maybe he's double weak to A-Tails. So actually, what I'm gonna do here, I think my opponent is already shielded. Yeah, and he swaps into Sableye. I think I was trying to go for the Gleam here, but I ended up just throwing the Weather Ball instead. I definitely could have lived at least one more Shadow Claw. But at this point, I think I can shield a return. Oh no, he baits me, so. Can I pop in Farm Down? No, I'm just going to go for the foul play here. I think what I was hoping is either a return, I can just pop in Farm Down. But this works too. I'm in a pretty good position here because my opponent stayed in a bad lead. Skarmory. Yeah, very big case to just safe swap Skarmory into my A-Tails there. I don't really know what my opponent was thinking, but at this point I can just let Scrafty go down, and I just come back with Jellicent. My opponent doesn't have a shield, and Shadow Ball is going to KO at this range. I think it's almost like for certain. And so let's see. I'm going to farm up a little bit extra. This might have been a CMP, but this is going to take out this Skarm, and then oh yeah, he has the Stunfisk in the back. So I'm just going to throw a Bubble Beam here. Don't want to get hit with the Discharge, even though I'd live it. And I prolonged this game out longer than I needed to. I could have Powder Snow down, I could have thrown the Shadow Ball, but no, I threw the Bubble Beam and then the Weather Ball, so prolong the game as much as possible. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Halloween Cup video coming out Saturday. Yeah, because this video is coming out Friday, so video tomorrow. But anyways, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.